Hi everyone, excuse me for the lack of proper greeting today. I want to get right into it because we've got some huge news out there and you need to hear about it right now. The big real estate shift that we keep talking about is here. We have arrived to the point that supply has caught up with the demands on new build homes, and home builders are starting to feel the crunch. If you are looking to purchase a new construction, this is the time for you to act because we have arrived at that moment you might have been waiting for since the beginning of the pandemic back in 2020. Take a look at this article with me because I want you to see these numbers for yourself so you can understand just how huge this is. Check it out. This is from the monthly new residential construction April 2022 report that just came out. And what do we see? New residential construction for April 2022 is down 3.2% from what we saw in March. This is a drop in new residential constructions of 60,000 homes. 60,000 homes. And this is when we are getting right into the summer months where new construction home sales normally will pick up. Because you have warm weather across the nation, so you should not have too many construction delays. You also have families when the kids are out of schools, so you don't have to take them out of class to go tour a new house or either a new neighborhood. You have moms and dads who have vacation days piled up to go look and find a place to move before the next school year starts. But at the same time, where homes should be flying up on empty lots right and left, new construction home sales as taking a step back. What does this mean if you are in the market to buy a new home? It means that the market is starting to slowly correct itself. Look, there is tons of lands out there to develop, and if demand was getting higher and higher, developers would be cranking out new neighborhoods faster than the high should see. But they have taken a step back. If this was a year ago or even 6 months ago, we might be pointing towards supply chain problems with lumber, bricks, and all the things that companies were really struggling to get to the market for a while there. But this is not what we are seeing here. We are seeing a drop in building permits, which means this is not a reduction because there is not enough materials to build home. It was a reduction because home developers are realizing that the demand is dropping and they do not want to be caught with a bunch of empty properties just sitting there. I do not have to tell you that home developers are very sharp when it comes to the macro trends of the real estate market. They aren't going to suddenly pull the plug on opportunity to make a lot of money without really sound reason behind it. Before I will tell you what scared these builders off, I just want to take a pause here for a moment and say thanks for watching. If you are enjoying this content and getting value out of it, take a second and hit that subscribe button for me. When you do, you do not have to worry about searching the whole internet weekly for the best real estate content. It will come straight into your feed every time a new video drops, and you can spend a few minutes leveling up on the cutting edge news that is going to get you in front of every big trend in the housing market. So what changed to scare these builders off? The answer is obvious. Yes, we are talking about the incredibly high mortgage rates that have now pushed up about 5%. Let's take a look at the current figures for the average 30 years fixed APR on NerdWallet. This is a great site to see the historical view of different mortgage rates. Right here, June 2nd, 2022, you have got the 30 years fixed APR average as 5.23%. That's actually a little bit down from where it was a week ago, which is good news for buyers. But let's roll back the clock and take a look at the trends here. On January 3rd, 2022, the first day the banks were open this year, the average 30 years fixed APR was 3.069%. That's more than 2% points lower than it is right now. If we were roll back to this time a year ago, we see rates were just a little bit lower at 3.002% on June 2nd, 2021. If you have never bought a house before, the difference between 3% and 5.2% might not seem like a difference, but it is a driving force in slowing down people's desires to invest in a house right now. We all know the market has been crazy for inventory in the last couple of years, starting with the pandemic when people started flocking out of the cities into the suburbs to try and get away from these massive population centers. If you have been needing to make that switch and buy a new home in the last year or so, you probably decided, you know what? We know we are going to have to pay over the market value for a home. But the peace of mind is worth if you pay 20% or 25% above what we have opted for. So maybe instead of $400,000, you pay $500,000 and you're okay with that. But when that interest rate jumped 2% points, that's a 74% rise in your interest rates. Let's break down that math to point the real clear picture of why high mortgage rates is slowing down the market. It's 2021 and you take out $400,000 loan on a new house with 3% interest rates. My monthly payment is $1,686 on a new home. It's early 2022 and prices have gone up. So now I'm taking out $500,000 with the same 3% interest. Now my payment is $2,108, okay? $100,000 extra, the same interest rates, and it comes out to be about $422 extra per month. But now it's June 2022 and I want the same exact $500,000 house, except now the interest rate is 5.236%. It's the same house, same street, same neighborhood, but that interest rate climbed up. And now I'm paying $2,757 per month, an extra $649 per month. Multiply that by 12 months a year, and I'm dropping an extra of $7,788 per year on mortgage payments. If I go the whole 30 years of the loan, I'm paying an additional $233,000. This is almost $250,000 for the exact same house due to that interest rates hike. Look, we all want to get in that dream house and we are willing to make sacrifices to afford it. But we are reaching the point where people know that the high interest rates plus high prices are too much for them to afford in the long run. The high prices and the high interest rates are not sustainable in the long run. And your builders are seeing that and backing off new inventory. The longer these interest rates are above 5%, the more sellers are going to have to pull back on their prices. Let's check out what the National Association of Realtors chief economist has to say about this. Lawrence Yun talked to the Emma Report recently about these rates, and here's what he had to say. Home sales in 2022 are expected to be down about 9%. And if mortgage rates climb to 6%, then the sales activity could fall by 15%. If you are looking for a new home, this might be the time to stay calm and stay where you are right now. High mortgage rates plus high prices are going to put you behind the 8 ball in the long run. The shift is on the move and you're going to see either prices or rates come down soon to adjust for it. This is Ron Cohen, your favorite New Jersey realtor. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.